What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of KozMatt's Wrestling Recap. Let's get right into a pretty entertaining episode of Monday Night Raw. One that we haven't seen in quite a while, and it certainly entertained. What did you think of the show,
You
man?
know, it really did entertain. And you know what? I think certain Raws they can be up and down, and not every single show is going to be phenomenal. You know what I mean? It certainly had its credibility, and it certainly had its moments. I think the way they kicked it off, man, was really good as we slowly head towards, I think, what is it, Royal Rumble? Um,
Yeah,
I think throughout the show we kind of are slowly seeing a build towards the Royal Rumble. I think that the way even they ended Raw, quite odd. So you actually stick around for that, or at least just skip to the end because you're gonna want to know what happened at the end of the show. But throughout the show too was very, very interesting as well. Um, the way they opened up Raw, Bailey coming out first to kick off the show with her match against Alexa Bliss to determine the number one contender for Bianca Belair's Raw Women's title. Dakota Kai and Skye, part of Damage Control, were of course on Bailey's side for support. Becky Lynch actually showing up, chasing Skye and Kai away with a steel chair, kind of giving an even playing field. What ended up happening, the EST, the current women's champion, Bianca Belair, arrived moments later to actually kind of watch the match from ringside. So here we are with Alexa Bliss versus Bailey, an even playing field. There were a few awkward moments in this match, but you know what? Bailey allowed herself kind of to become too distracted by Bianca Belair outside the ring. Bailey took an L with Bliss able to hit, I think it was a Twisted Bliss for the win. So people are a little pissed off about Bailey taking an L. Some people aren't exactly happy about how Damage Control is being booked, but you know what? I think it was the right call to have Bailey take the L. So what actually happened after this match? Bliss was in the ring offering Bianca Belair a hug as she was celebrating her win over Bailey. She was doing that. Bray Wyatt symbol flashes on screen, and then all of a sudden Alexa Bliss grabs Bianca Belair and was about to hit a Sister Abigail, but then kind of came to her senses, let go, kind of woke up from whatever daze she was in, and kind of walked off looking confused and frustrated. Um, Bianca was certainly confused as well, but Bliss was in no mood after that. She tried kind of saying, "Oh, I'm sorry," but like she really had no idea what got into her. Great storytelling there. What a good segment and match to kick off Monday Night Raw.
you said it, man. It was just absolutely phenomenal. I can understand people's frustration with the poor booking or lack of booking for Damage Control, but I love this story arc that they got going on with Alexa Bliss, the next
Mm.
challenger for the Raw Women's Championship. And we got Bray Wyatt throwing a teaser in there too. I thought it was just a phenomenal way to start off the show.
Absolutely. You're going to want to stick around also for not just the next match, but mid show really was interesting. But we got to get through this next. So Alpha Academy and the OC quick run in backstage. Chad Gable and AJ Styles met for a second match of the night. So leader of the Alpha Academy, Chad Gable taking on AJ Styles. Let me just say, Gable never has a bad match. He
Oh, he's
never
a
has a bad
technician,
match.
man.
And
He really is.
despite despite Gable appearing to kind of have, certain edginess at times, Styles actually ended up with a Styles clash as Luke Gallows, Mia Yim helped him celebrate. Carl Anderson, he wasn't there. He's actually in Japan. I don't know if news went around, but he's actually in Japan right now. But not too much to say about the match. You know, they can never have a bad match when it comes to AJ Styles and especially Chad Gable. They just did a great job overall. But you know what? There's one thing that bugs me, and it's Mia Yim. I really hate this Michin crap.
Oh yeah, me too.
I really do, and I don't like to nag on it because people on social media say, "Oh, why are they doing this?" But it's just kind of annoying, you know. Just keep it Mia Yim. It just doesn't help her character.
Yeah, the change really wasn't necessary. But one thing I do like about this match was that it really put some shine on the OC. Like you said,
Yeah,
Chad Gable puts over some superstars, and it was just great to see the OC finally
right.
get a capable win and kind of boosting their stock on Monday Night Raw.
Absolutely. So speaking of boosting stock, let's talk about our next match, a six-man tag match. Following his win, Dominic Mysterio against Akira Tozawa last week, Dominic actually found himself again in the ring last night against Akira Tozawa, but he also had also Finn Balor, Damon Priest in his corner also, and we also had Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins involved as well. Good 6-man tag team match. Judgment Day took the W. This match actually went on a little bit longer than I kind of would have expected it to. Tozawa kind of began to make a late match comeback, but I'm very happy he's being booked, not just properly, but he's being booked where he can entertain the crowd. He ended up falling to Dominic after Priest lent him a hand. But you know what? It was very enjoyable, and I like that they put Tozawa in with the Street Profits because they can hype up the crowd no matter where they are.
Yeah, it's like an odd couple, man. The Street Profits and Akira Tozawa. Who would have thought we ever wanted that on TV? But I would love to see it again. Akira Tozawa, another great wrestler, man, who really just needs that spot on TV, and he makes the most of it. Kind of reminds me of R-Truth. Them going back and forth for that 24/7 championship back in the day was comedy gold, and I'm glad that they're using Akira Tozawa.
Absolutely. So moving forward, this was a very odd portion that we really wouldn't have expected, to be honest.
It's hard to wrap your heads around, yeah.
So Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis coming out before we see Candice LeRae versus Skye. So what actually happened is they were in, I guess, where all the fans are with a bunch of WWE merch, going back from taking all the merch in from back in the arena. Weird, where everybody walks back in the back, where everybody before they go to their seat, so they weird. Miz and Dexter Lumis just taking a bunch of WWE merch, filling it with a wagon, and then going out to the ring, kind of throwing it at the crowd. Miz actually tried to steal back his bag of cash that they were lugging around from Dexter Lumis, but Adam Pearce actually stopped him from taking the bag to the back. So we're going to actually see a rematch that if Miz beats Dexter Lumis, I think it's next week on Raw in a ladder match, he gets to keep all the money. So all the money that Dexter Lumis has right now and all the money that the Miz still has that he owes him, whoever wins gets all the money. And I like it, man. It's fresh booking. It's something new. So we're getting, what is it, a ladder match, a money in the Louis Vuitton
money in the bag ladder match. Yeah, there we go. I mean, I like it. I do too. Something new that they're trying to test out. You know what? Giving out free merch to the crowd. Christmas came early, I guess, right?
Christmas came early, man. Christmas coming early for Candice LeRae. Let's talk about this next, man. More like a nightmare. So our next match of the night, Skye and Candice LeRae. Poison Pixley Candice. I always am rooting for her when it comes to a singles match. I always am. Skye ended up winning clean with a moonsault. Nothing crazy here. The crowd actually put on, I guess you could say the crowd was pretty into it. As of late, the Raw crowd has been shitty lately, but tonight they really were in for some fun. But Skye and Candice LeRae, pretty even matchup. Nothing crazy. Skye taking the W, I think, was the right call.
Absolutely. And it just kept the night flowing. We don't need long matches when it comes to the ladies, just short, quick, in the moment. I would like to see Candice pick up the win, but hopefully she starts building some momentum heading to the Royal Rumble.
Right. Absolutely. So this was a match I was really looking forward to. Elias versus Solo Sakoa. So Elias approached Kevin Owens backstage, asking him to be ringside for his match or for his concert before he has the match. KO reminded him of their history, the whole Ezekiel thing. Just he really wasn't having a lot of it. So what actually happened, Elias coming out. All right. So since Matt Riddle is written off TV, he had bongos and a picture of Matt Riddle in the ring while he's just about to perform his concert. Before he gets into his song, Solo Sikoa is there to set up that match. Sami Zayn, of course, by Solo Sikoa's side. Solo Sikoa with a W. KO ended up saving Elias from a beating afterwards, but then delivered a stunner to him anyway. So kind of even the odds. KO still, he doesn't care about anybody, and I think that's the right way to book him thus far.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Keeping him in like the heat of the bloodline. I thought it was a good match, and KO still looking strong. So there we go.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So we still had some more of Judgment Day. Let's just talk about Rhea Ripley versus Asuka. Now, Asuka, of course, giving up a fight, man. This was something I think the character of Asuka is slowly metamorphosizing into something. I think I don't know what they're doing. They're not really teasing something, but just something seems different. And it's a good different. It's an Asuka I think that we've needed. So Dominic Mysterio was actually ringside for this match too. Dominic distracts Asuka long enough for Ripley to run her into the apron. She actually tried to hit the riptide, but Asuka countered it into an Asuka lock. Rhea Ripley was helped getting her foot on the rope by Dominic. Asuka actually spit mist in the face of Dominic Mysterio, leaving Ripley knocking her into Dom before hitting a riptide for the win. A little goofy, but you know what? Something like this we haven't seen in quite some time. It was fresh. Rhea Ripley took the W. Didn't make Asuka look too weak, but you know what? It sent Dominic Mysterio to the back, and I think everybody loves seeing Rhea Ripley tend to Dominic.
Oh yeah, man. Dominic getting that green mist in the face. Nobody wants that. Good win for Rhea Ripley, but you know what? I would love to see Asuka versus Rhea Ripley again.
I think so. And you know what? I don't think the storyline's over quite yet. I think we're gonna see them face each other down the road. It may not be the next few weeks, but it will certainly be another time because they can put on a real good matchup. So the main event of the show already, it's main event time. Rollins and Lashley. So whoever wins gets a shot next at Theory's United States Championship match. All right. Nothing that I expected. Okay. So several encounters in recent months with these two. Let them keep fighting, man. Their chemistry is just phenomenal, no matter where and when WWE put them on. So the way it ends, Lashley prepared to, I think, finish off Seth Rollins, where Rollins turned his spear into a pedigree and scored the win. It was a little fishy where they went to go into the corner, but it actually kind of, I guess, knocked the official outside the ring, and he twisted his knee or his ankle, got into the ring a little bit late as Bobby Lashley went to go pin Seth Rollins from the spear. It was too late. Seth Rollins hit him with a pedigree as he was going for another spear. Bobby Lashley was irate, man, took out one referee that was in the ring. Another referee came down. He took out that referee. Adam Pearce comes out, tried to talk some sense into Bobby, sending him to the back. What are you doing? Actually shoving Adam Pearce. Pearce said, you know what? That's it. You're fired. The show faded to black. Bobby Lashley all confused, all pissed off, all irate. I see some time off for the Almighty. I think it's a fresh start for Bobby Lashley in the next few months as he hopefully will return to Raw looking stronger than ever. But you know what? I think this is some time to give Bobby Lashley off, and maybe we'll even see a Royal Rumble return. Not really sure who else, maybe Edge. I don't know. But it was a right call. And what they did, it actually made sense. And you know what? It's going to have people really, really buzzing on social media, and that's what really matters.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? It made both superstars look strong in the main event. Bobby Lashley just going all chaotic on Adam Pearce and the referees made him look strong. Gives him a solid write-off until the Royal Rumble, I think. And Seth Rollins going after that United States Championship once again to take on Theory. So I like it. It's a win-win situation.
Now, so what we didn't really talk about before we actually end this video, Dolph Ziggler kind of gave a promo earlier on directing some anger at Theory, kind of calling him a show off, mocking everybody else for being cocky and how it's so ironic of Theory. You were talking about something earlier about how you don't like what they're doing with Dolph Ziggler. What's going on with that?
I just think he could be getting used better. If they want to have him in Theory go at it, put him in the United States Championship action, I just think Dolph Ziggler's a hell of a wrestler, kind of like a Chad Gable type. I just think he deserves his time in the spotlight.
No, I think so too. And I think they're slowly going to build it up. And I think Triple H sees the credentials. I think he's just giving it time. And I think eventually we are going to see that. And you know what? I hope so, because I was tweeting, man, that could be a WrestleMania main event caliber match.
Oh,
Theory
absolutely.
versus Ziggler. Absolutely, for sure. Especially even if it's not for a title, man. It's something that can elevate Theory so much. And also, it can elevate Ziggler as well. Ziggler is a workhorse in the business, and he deserves something like that. And if it's another title, give him another title, man, because he can run with it like gold.
Absolutely, man. Let us know what you guys thought about the chaotic ending to the show. Let us know what you think about this potential feud between Theory and Dolph Ziggler. Always like, comment, and subscribe, guys, and we will see you Saturday for a SmackDown recap. Until then, peace out.
Adios.